Hey guys, so what was it, yesterday or the other day? I don't remember. I'm getting old. So my memory just isn't what it used to be. But we talked about the rebrand, not just the rebrand or the rebranding of the name to this very uncreative uh soul type of soulless logo, but also the insides. The insides they're shown to be very like gray and white and just very soulless. Um, Cracker Barrel was known for its charm, this feel of walking back into the late 1800s, early 1900s, you know, dark wood, cluttered, lots of stuff on the walls, especially in the shop area. And then you step over to the dining area, and it's the same thing, very homey feeling. You have like a fireplace, a lot of stuff on the wall. The food tastes like it's a home cooked meal. That was the charm of it. That's why people liked it. And it wasn't about the food. The food was good and it keeps people coming back when they're hungry, but it's that old time feeling. Again, it's not like McDonald's or, another fast food place or another company that has a chain of restaurants or stores or whatever. It felt special. It felt unique, which is why it's been so great since 1969. Nice. But once again, here we are in current day, and they just want to suck the soul and the personality of out of everything that people remember that made people happy, whether it be something like this or with their soulless remakes, taking everything good about the original and just sucking that life out of it just to get an extra buck. But this is the current day thing because these people don't want you to be happy. they they don't want you happy. And that's part of their that kind of playbook for them. They want you to feel as defeated as possible, seeing everything you love, just having the life sucked out of it. That is what they want. But then they hide it behind the charade of like, oh no, we're doing it. The people want it. But let's listen to what these people have to say.
It's all about evolution with intentionality. We've been very transparent about our goal of making our stores feel brighter and even more welcoming than they already are, while maintaining that country hospitality and charm that we're known for. We're just looking at ways to freshen up the experience so that we can open our door a bit wider for more guests. And when we think about what we're trying to do, it really is, again, about listening to what the guests ask for and what the guests and examples of what the guests ask for are things like spaces that feel brighter, that feel less cluttered, more booth seating, more seating options, so our guests are more comfortable while they're dining with us.
Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. I'll give you another soundbite.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my God, stop fucking lying.
No one likes it. We've got people, very fine people on both sides, who are hating on it. The only people who are, oh my God, it looks so nice, are people who aren't even going there in the first place. People who are like, oh my God, you need more booths because my wife doesn't fit at a table. We need more space because my wife can't make her way through the store. No, those kinds of people. The majority of people do not want it to change. Again, it's either for personal reasons, the same people saying that, rides at, amusement parks or planes, their seats need to be expanded. Yeah, those kinds of people. Or people who just aren't going there in the first place. Let me show you what the interior looks like. All right, so here's what the dining area traditionally looks like. Very homey, very welcoming. I don't like the floors that way, but take the floors away. You know, you've got this nice fireplace over there with stuff up there. Got pictures, stuff on the walls. You know, the way the wood looks. It's very homey. And this is what they've turned it into. And you can see right there into the store side. Does this look like Cracker Barrel? Does this look like a place that you're going to step into and feel like you're taken back to the late 1800s, early 1900s? Does this feel like a place that has personality and soul and charm? No, this feels like another corporate run place. So when they say, oh, people are reacting positively, they're fucking lying out of their asses. And they're fucking cunts too. Like both holes are just like with the bullshit. Because no one, again, unless they have people they know that need the extra room, or there are people who don't even go to Cracker Barrel in the first place, no one likes this. Cracker Barrel was the way it was because of the feeling it gave when you stepped into it. And that's how it's worked since 1969. Nice. And since then, since they've done this $100 million, just their stock is going down like crazy now. They thought this was going to be a win. If it was so popular, their stock wouldn't be tanking right now. Which means it's a vocal minority that are liking it, and they are completely ignoring the other people. Now they say, oh yeah, our managers and blah 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 always ask, how can I get a remodel? And just if you want to make it, if you want to remodel it, but still give it that feeling of walking into the past, that's great. But this, they're like, oh, well, we want it to be brighter. No, this is dull. Whites and grays, and that's not brighter. It's dull. It's bland. It's soulless. This is encapsulating everything wrong with modern day. We're not allowed to have personality anymore. We're not allowed to have nice things. We're not allowed to have things that have real soul or real personality. It's basically like a remake. They're taking what was, taking the original, sucking the soul out of it, and then feeding us the slop that's left over. This is wrong. This is what's wrong with the world now. This is not Cracker Barrel. This is just some corporate fucking place now. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the other stores that haven't been fucking destroyed by this. But pretty sure that the people who are the managers are looking at the stock and saying, you know what? Maybe I don't want that remodel after all. I just wanted them to come in to fix a few things, Wall's been kind of falling down, or, ceiling could be redone. But if this is what they're going to turn it into, I like my customers. I like being able to make lots and lots of money, because that's what Cracker Barrel does. It makes lots of money. I remember the one time I actually went into a Cracker Barrel. I told the story before, like when I did the first video, but we went in there. I think me and my friend went in there. She was looking for, actually, hang on. It's better if I just show what I'm talking about for people who don't know. Something like this. It wasn't in that kind of bag, but this is what she was looking for. Ginger candies. Made from ginger. People tell you when you have a stomach ache, drink like a ginger ale or something, even though ginger ale nowadays doesn't have actual ginger in it. But she would have these. She had them all the time when she was a kid. Her mom would give them to her. And so we went in there, she was looking for these. And I think we found them. There was a real small bag. Again, not this kind. It was whatever Cracker Barrel was selling. Whatever the crap that they were selling. And I remember it was very busy, but it also looked a lot more busy because it was so cluttered. Like I was shoulder to shoulder with some people as we were making our way through. But it was a good feeling that, despite me being 6'4", having to kind of like, certain places and brush shoulders, it gave that sense of the way it looked. It gave that feeling of back in the day. Again, it looked, the dark wood, and it just felt good to be in there. And now they're just turning it to corporate bullshit while claiming that they're keeping the personality. No, you are draining the personality. Any soul, tell me, does this look like it has soul or personality? This looks like any other fucking restaurant you can walk into now. That's not what people want. Cracker Barrel has worked since 1969 because of its personality, because of how different it felt. Despite that it was a corporate run place, it didn't feel like a corporate run place. From the aesthetic to the home cooked taste of the meals. So, I mean, congrats, Cracker Barrel, on being some of the fastest people to fuck around and find out. And again, I hope the people who may have requested for remodels have looked at this and they said, no. They look around, say, you know what, I still need this stuff fixed, but I don't want them to do a full remodel. I mean, the wood beams up there need to be replaced. Maybe the lights, some things a little cracked, and I don't want, but maybe the floor but I don't want this brown or gray and white. Like, I don't want to look like isn't this what McDonald's looks like now? Gray and white and it. Remember McDonald's? Personality had the freaking tree type thing right there in the middle, that goofy looking tree that had the face right there. You go into a McDonald's back in the 80s and 90s, even the 70s as well. It has so much personality. Now it looks like this. Most of the restaurants now look like this. Also, hang on, for people who didn't get to experience it. Like, remember this thing? 1984. Wow. That's crazy. The play place outside when there were actual play places. I remember that. This one's outside, but I think the one that I went to, or one of the ones we went to, there was one on the inside. But yeah, look familiar? Like, look familiar? The same dull, bland colors. We're not allowed, apparently, to have freaking colors anymore. Yeah, when the seats were freaking burgers. I mean, I saw one, let's see. Sydney Sweeney to the rescue. Oh yeah.
About a place that just feels like home, where the food warms your soul and music brings back family memories. Cracker Barrel's been bringing folks together since 1969, and let me tell you, nothing says comfort like some nice big buttermilk biscuits. So what are you waiting for? These barrels ain't gonna crack themselves.
I mean, AI, sure, but it's good. If that was a real thing, that's some pretty good marketing. That'll get people in real fucking fast. Yeah, got the Land O'Lakes, removing the Indian from the land, the Native American from the land, and just keeping the land. The vocal minority made their voices heard on Wednesday. Crap barrel. We got Hunter Biden. Yeah, stock price to tell a different story. Crack barrel. The cackling cackler barrel. I hate the fuck around part, but the find out part was more than makes up for it. Yeah. Waffle House, motherfucker. Cracker Barrel. Original Cracker Barrel compared to the remodel. Vocal minority. Cracker Barrel. Yeah, they're going the Bud Light route. You know, of fucking around and finding out. You got Cracker Barrel, the original with Sydney Sweeney, and then you've got Rachel Zegler. This chick, I forgot her name, but I've seen her kind of used in a lot of memes lately when it comes to like rebranding and certain things. Cracker boring. Dear America, did you not read my book? Sincerely, George Orwell. They want to crush your spirits. Again, that's why they keep doing it. They don't want you happy. You know, it's like, again, you know, not just like what I showed you with McDonald's, but think about Pizza Hut. You know, people go in wanting, like, we have one here, and I've shown it because it was actually in a tweet that, you know, someone made a meme of about how they're like, oh yeah, going through North Carolina and saw a classic Pizza Hut. It's the Pizza Hut I have in my town. I go there not a lot, but I mean, I just went there a couple weeks ago. But ours looks like a classic Pizza Hut. The inside feels like it's still 80s and 90s. You know, you still got the jukebox, you still get the red cups. It feels nostalgic, and that's why when I went in there, I had to wait several minutes before I could find a seat, because every single table was filled. Because one, it was buffet hours, and two, people like going there because one, it's the only place for the buffet now. The other one doesn't do the buffet anymore because it's the modern one, and the other one looks modern. It's so here's our other Pizza Hut. As you can see, it's got the classic style. Very nostalgic. The inside is just as good. Here's the other Pizza Hut. Again, bland, boring colors. Bland, boring colors. Do you see the pattern here? You saw it with McDonald's. Here it is with Pizza Hut. Every time they rebrand and remodel, they take the personality and just completely freaking destroy it. So this isn't a new thing. This consistently happens because, again, they want to break your spirit. They don't want you to be happy. Because this is right out of their playbook. They don't want you happy. They want your spirit broken because then you'll be more compliant with bullshit. But yeah, I've got a classic Pizza Hut in my town. Actually, I kind of wonder what the town I grew up. I wonder if I can't remember. I showed it on Google Maps. I wonder if it's still. Hang on, I'm curious. I can't remember if it's still the classic one. So I'm getting there, but I passed. I'm on Google Maps and I've passed, or I'm up to Taco Bell, and the same thing with Taco Bell. Taco Bell used to have personality inside and out. You know, you're like, oh, the wacky 80s, 90s sort of squiggles and stuff like that. And you know, now it's just kind of, you know, this is what the one in my town now looks like. Not this is New Jersey. The one in my town looks just like this. It's bland. It's bland. And also, the last time I went to this one ages ago, there were two guys having sex in the bathroom. So, oh, there's Burger King. Let's look at Burger King. Let's see. Burger King. '90s Burger King. Let's see where to find another one. Again, personality. This is kind of just meh. Meh. All right, we're getting close. It's right up here next at the next light. I can't remember. Is it still? Well, it look during the day and there's no one there. So it looks like it may be closed. Yeah, it's closed down. There's not even a sign up. The thing there's not even there anymore. So as you can see, this was the Pizza Hut in New Jersey where I lived. We had this one. We went to this one almost every Friday. You know, after school, we did our homework, and they were like, "Oh, get in the car." We went to Pizza Hut. But this one's closed down. The other ones are like Pizza Hut Express. So the insides look like this. You know, they look like this. They're not really the classic anymore, because again, they want to just completely dismantle any kind of emotional attachment to these places. And they're listening to the minority. The majority of people want this place to stay just as it is, because it has personality. It reminds them of, you know, when they went there as a kid. You know, I'm in the South. You know, plenty of people go to Cracker Barrel every day. You know, again, they go in there for that feeling of stepping back into the late 1800s, early 1900s. You know, from the aesthetic to the taste of the meal. You know, almost like being home cooked. That's why people went there. If this is what it looks like now, it's no different than McDonald's and Burger King and Taco Bell and all these other corporate run restaurants. There's nothing separating it from any of those now at all. It's lost its personality, it's lost its soul, it's lost its what made Cracker Barrel. Not just the loss of the logo being this just completely boring logo, but the interior, what, you know, Cracker Barrel was, is no longer there. I mean, they're trying to like, oh, look at us, there's still stuff on the walls, look at all this clutter right here. Yes, everything neatly lined up right next to each other. Oh yeah, oh god, the zaniness, when will it end? They hear these people coming out and just like, oh yeah, it's people wanted this, and we had managers asking, when can I get a remodel? Of all things that never happened, this never happened the most. Greta Thunberg. How dare you? That's what we should be saying. And they don't care. That's the problem here. They don't care. If you have any memories of Cracker Barrel, put them down below and let's keep those memories, because I don't think Cracker Barrel's coming back now. You know, these stores are going to change, and they're not going to go through the entire process of remodeling just to revert them back to what they were. No, unfortunately, this is how Cracker Barrel is going to be now. Personality to bland, soulless, heartless corporate bullshit. Congratulations, you guys. Not you guys, but you guys, corporate. You guys fucked around and found out extremely fast. like almost as fast as Bud Light did. Congratulations. And you don't have anyone to blame but yourselves, because the people were not wanting this. You decided to listen to a vocal minority. Well, these places should be wider and more accessible. It's not nice to have so much clutter. There could be an accident. Those colors, those dark colors are too hard on my eyes. I'm never coming here again unless it changes. Okay, bye. Bye now, or bye now. But anyway, let me hear your stories of Cracker Barrel. I don't care what they are. I mean, maybe it could be like Taco Bell for me, you know, the one I just showed. You know, you go in trying to go to the bathroom and you can't get in because there's two dudes fucking inside. I don't know. Anyway, that's gonna do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.